Wait, so you don't know what a cold open is?
Is that when you open the refrigerator door? It sounds like a cold open to me.
No, so like on like a comedy show where like they have the whole like a whole bit and it leads into where like the title sequence or the intro music happens.
Sure.
Welcome back to the Midwest Sad Boys podcast. This is episode 11. Welcome to your midweek Sad Boys update.
I think you got it
Finally
right
got through it this time. It only took 11 episodes.
You know.
Yeah, it took a few.
Yeah.
So can we just
Rome wasn't built in a day.
Right, it was built in at least 5.
Minimum.
But
Give or take.
yeah, just give or take a few hundred probably. But I just want to touch on this real quick. So
You gonna touch me? Later, when the episode's
later.
over.
So, we talked last week's episode 10, briefly about...
Is that the one that comes before 11?
Yeah,
Got
it is the number
checking.
right before 11, directly before. 10,
Gotcha.
11.
Yeah.
Got
Carry
it,
the one.
yeah. Yeah, add the 1,
Yep.
11. So we talked about aliens.
We did.
Yeah, and you're wearing the perfect shirt for it. So
I did
we
that
posted
intentionally.
one clip today so far about that conversation about aliens existing.
Mm-hmm.
You texted me this morning. You're like, dude,
Dude, like of all the days for us to post, so behind the scenes info, we recorded today's, well, you're listening to this next week. So last week's update was recorded 2 weeks prior to that.
2 weeks ago.
Because you had to go do a wedding shoot, right? So we recorded that 2 weeks ago. Just the sheer fact that we dropped that episode and then a week and a half prior, we were just having a random conversation about aliens. And then today, the government
comes out.
has like some weird conversation where people are like under oath testifying about like
confirming
aliens like kind of being real and stuff. I believe they call them non-NBI, non-biological, or NBH, non-biological humans.
That's
or
wild.
humanoids.
That's
I don't know.
wild. Absolutely wild.
Sounds like some government made up shit, but like they supposedly confirmed that like aliens are real, which I'm down for.
I mean, people have known it for years. The government's like, no.
Yeah, I mean, Billy Bob out in middle of bumfuck nowhere definitely got anal probed. So like, I mean, they're real, and man's seen some real alien shit.
Like hundreds of, not thousands of people in Roswell, New Mexico were like, we told you.
Yeah, right.
We told you.
The pitchforks
Finally.
weren't. Yeah, the pitchforks were real for a reason.
You said we were crazy. They touched my butt. Like,
did you enjoy it? What does an alien probe look like? I mean, it has to be some sort of cylindrical shape. I mean, for it to be inserted into a, cavity.
Dude, we don't know. It could be a square.
You know what? It could be a square. I feel like a round peg goes in a round hole a lot easier than a square peg does. But I'm not an alien. I wouldn't know.
That's probably why they're complaining about it so much.
You know what?
Yeah.
I got probed. Well, what do you mean? Well, they shoved this thing that was in the shape of a square.
It was an octagon.
That's closer to a circle than a square.
This is really pointy. I don't know.
It's a triangle.
Triangular. Alien probes are triangular.
Yeah, no, hard pass. I'm not putting anything in that shape.
Can we look into the documentation more?
We probably could. We should have done our research.
The government next week will be like, okay, this is what an alien probe is.
Yeah.
It's a triangle.
We heard it on this podcast.
Yeah, we're the credible source of information.
Unscientific opinion.
Yeah. But
we are not experts in any shape or form.
No, not in probably anything. But I'm
an expert in eating. Not fast, but just eating in general.
Yeah, if you want to know a good kind of pizza, I can give you recommendations.
I make a mean chicken parm.
Because you fry chicken, too.
I do.
Oh, I don't think I've ever had that fried chicken.
Shallow pan fry, man. It's where it's at.
I want some chicken now.
Josh just did a video on it the other day. Shallow fry. Hooey.
Dude, shout out to Josh Wiseman for improving our cooking.
Papa.
Papa Keys.
I want a kiss from Papa.
Dude, it's so good. So I love his channel.
You have
so
his
much.
first book, right?
We're
completely getting off topic.
Yeah, I have his first book. but I would love to, I'm probably going to pre-order his second
The
book,
second one?
because we've gotten quite a few good recipes out of the first one.
Good to know.
Yeah, big fan of his stuff. But speaking of food,
Yes.
I'm going to dive right into our weekly session.
Head first, feet first.
Body first.
So belly flop.
Just
Noted.
like
Belly flop.
Yeah, I'm
Right into it.
belly flopping right into this.
Send it.
This topic. So this week on how not to be a dick. So we've talked in the past about people who work retail or people who work like fast food, and like what was it? Probably like a month ago when it was like, hey, quarter pounder with cheese, but I got chicken.
The 2B with bacon.
Yeah,
and you got
2B with
chicken.
bacon, but it came with chicken. Right. So I have to talk about this experience. Arby's has the new Wagyu.
They have the meats.
Burger, right? They have the new Wagyu burger.
Wagyu burger.
Right?
Interesting. Okay, go ahead.
So one day I'm like, hey, a burger sounds really good. Taylor's like, not feeling it. She's like, ooh, but Arby's sounds good, like an Arby's sandwich. I'm like, perfect. They have a burger. I'm going to try it. So I go to Arby's, right? I go through the drive-thru. When you go through a drive-thru and you say,
I'm usually in my car, yes.
yes, perfect. That's step one.
Directions unclear. Dick stuck in a blender.
So when you go to a drive-thru and you say, hey, I'd like to get the Wagyu burger combo meal.
Yes.
And then you say, like, maybe you want something left off on there or something added on there, right? Their job is to say, like, to confirm what your order is, right?
Yep. Usually they push a button on the screen.
And they hit a button on the screen. Perfect.
Yeah.
So why is it that when I place this order, this is the how not to be a dick, right?
Oh, okay.
So if I say, yeah, Wagyu burger, can I get that with like ketchup, mustard, and pickle? So I'm not thinking Arby's doesn't usually have mustard and pickle. They don't usually put ketchup on things, but they have it for like a side for like fries and stuff, right?
Okay.
So
where are you going with this? Keep going.
So all they say is, we can give you ketchup on the side.
What?
And I'm like,
interesting.
Okay, so like unclear if everything else.
Yeah, does that mean
has
I'm
been
getting mustard
confirmed.
and pickle and you're just not putting ketchup on it?
So
or
extreme lack of
clarity.
Like it takes a 5-second conversation.
Yep.
Right? So the whole point of this is that I go through the drive-thru. I have to wait. I get to the window. I have to wait. They just say, pull into that spot.
Oh, I hate that.
Hate that.
Hate that.
So I pull into the spot. I wait 5 minutes. I get the burger finally, right?
Uh-huh.
And it has tomato, lettuce, some weird sauce.
Interesting.
Like literally nothing that I asked for.
Okay, yeah.
Right? I wanted ketchup, mustard, pickle. So basically, instead of saying, oh, hey, we don't have mustard and pickle, but I can give you ketchup on the side, is that okay? They just said nothing, completely ignored me, didn't even give me ketchup on the side.
Now, that's rude.
And the whole order was wrong.
Well, okay, now, hold on. Did you do your research about the Wagyu burger before?
I asked what came on it.
Oh, okay. So you left that part of the
Yeah.
story out. Okay. Clarity confirmed.
Still
Continue.
didn't think it was necessary. But anyway, so I had to go back into Arby's.
Yeah.
And I'm like, hey, this wasn't quite right.
Yeah.
Like, can I get this? And like, what did you want on it? I was like, I guess just ketchup on the side because you don't have mustard or pickle. And she just like looked at me and then turned around and went to the back. And then like 5 whole minutes later,
more minutes
later. So at this point, I've spent 20 minutes in the Arby's drive-through experience extravaganza to get a burger.
And the Wendy's Boogaloo.
Yeah, dude. And it's like, all this could have been avoided if you just said, yeah, we don't have mustard or pickle, but I can give you ketchup on the side. Is that okay?
Yeah.
Just a little bit of like one extra question to confirm to have a better experience. So like I understand fast food workers, a lot of retail workers, they think I'm underpaid, I'm not going to try. And that's
we've been guilty of it once or twice.
And so I understand.
Yep.
But that's the thing is like you learn, you grow.
Yep.
So I'm not like shaming this person. Maybe it was early in their shift or their first day or something. But the point is,
be better.
just try just a little harder. Like, I understand you're probably underpaid and you're not happy about it.
No, not probably. Guaranteed.
Definitely underpaid.
Guaranteed.
It's just infuriating because, like, if I would, I always think to myself, like, if I was in this situation, what would I do? I would still do my job completely,
yes,
but I would complain about it the whole time.
Oh, absolutely. The second the customer turns around and is out of earshot,
yeah,
God, mother,
yeah. So, like,
and then you just collect yourself, and then you go right back to your job, and you do it accurately,
right,
and you do it correct.
Yeah, you can complain about it,
Yep,
you can not like it, but you still have to do it right.
Yes.
Because if you are doing all of those things, you're still doing it right, then it's justified for you to be like, I should be paid more.
Yep, because I'm doing my job
you're
right.
doing your job and you're doing it right, you're doing it well.
Yep.
And that's why I thought of this today. When we worked at Best Buy together.
The Blue Store, yep.
Blue Store. You always impressed me because...
Thank you.
So
I'll take the compliment when I can.
Yeah, so I worked in the mobile space, and went all around the store. Jim, primarily like customer service. Like, if you had a question, Jim knew it. He knew how to do everything up there.
Yeah, I did.
If you had a question, he was the man. So it was always just like wild to see, like, these customers could be up there saying ignorant things and just like...
We've touched on this before, when that man threatened to shoot me.
Yeah. Did we talk about it on here? I can't remember if we did. Anyway,
we did.
We're going to go into that again because it just blows my mind when these people can come in on their high horse, just like, you owe me this and this and this. And you're just like, do you have your receipt?
Buddy, first off, get fucked. Yeah. Second off, these are the rules. Like, I don't know. Like, I don't make the rules. You don't make the rules. We just enforce the rules that are passed down from the corporate overlords. And they say the rules are the rules. And if you don't follow them, you could lose your job. Yeah. And it's frustrating. And I think this is where you're going with this. And I'm just going to bogart the situation here. It's frustrating when you are doing your job correctly. You might have a little attitude, you might be not having a good day, but you were doing your job correctly by the rules set by corporate, right? And then someone wants to go, that's not how we're doing it. You, customer, don't make the fucking rules.
You don't get to choose.
You can fuck off in the direction you and the high horse you rode in on. Like, get out of here.
Yep.
Go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah, no, but that's exactly it. Like, you were doing your job that you were paid for. Whether so definitely underpaid for the amount of crap you had to deal with. Like, I remember you dealing with things for like multiple days at a time, or like long receipts and like big orders, and
I'd have to wait for a washer to come in, and then I could return something, and then we could like reprocess the order, charge the credit card, hit them with the refund, do this, finagle that. Bob's your uncle. It's a whole thing.
You're over there doing that, and I'm like, yeah, for $8 I can put your screen protector on. Like, it's like,
hey man, your data transfer is gonna take like 6 hours. You want to go get lunch and like come back?
Yeah, like, leave your phones here, go and get lunch. I'll see you in like an hour and a half. Like my job was like significantly easier than yours, and it
was something.
It just always impressed me that even like if you weren't having a good day, you still came in and you still did your job. You might have complained about them as soon as they turned around.
The entire time they were gone.
But like, you still did your job. And I know we talked about it. It was probably 7 months ago when we talked about it last time.
Episode 2?
Yeah, episode 2 probably. But the fact that we had a customer come in, the guy, like, what, he wanted to return something, or
it's always an out of policy return, and it's always, hey man, the policy is 15 days. Well, every other store in existence is 30 or 90. Cool. You see the little piece of paper you handed me when you walked in? Did you read the bottom of it? It says 15 days.
Very clearly.
Eat a bag of dicks.
Yeah. So this
buffet
guy,
of dicks.
This guy comes in super he
was hot about something.
He was hot. He wanted to get this done. He wanted to be right. And Jim was very patient.
Customer service, Jim. Hey, sir, how's it going? What can I help you with? Oh, sorry. Unfortunately, I'm not going to be able to do that. Policy says X. I'd love to help you, but unfortunately, this is just where we're at.
Everything by the books, right? So I'm up there. This is like a rare day. I'm up there like helping you.
Nicole were just like standing in back of precinct, just like chatting about. We were probably chatting about something.
I just happened to be there. And this guy, like, after Jim tells him, like, no, this is it, he's like, I'm going to pull out a gun and shoot you.
No, he said, I'm going to come back with a gun and then we'll see what you're going to do. And I was like, cool.
But,
I'm ready to go, bud. Like, I'm a
you're
Midwest sad boy. End me. It's not my problem after I'm dead. It's your problem.
But what really happened was like, you were like, first, we're not going to say things like that. You're like,
I did.
And then this guy starts backpedaling immediately. Like,
yeah, he realized he fucked up.
He realized, like, I just threatened to kill somebody.
Yep.
And and the guy was like backpedaling, like, I
Hey
didn't mean
man, that got blown out of proportion. I didn't mean it.
I was like, I don't have a gun. And you're like, stop saying gun.
Yeah, right. Dude, shut up.
It's like, you're in a retail store. Stop saying gun.
You were in public. Stop.
But like, you handled it so smooth. And I'm just sitting there like, I would have been like, okay, take a picture of this guy, take a picture of his receipt with his name on it. Get out of the store. I'm filing a lawsuit. Like, you just threatened to kill me. Get out. Like,
no, see, so you're absolutely right. Completely justifiable actions if you choose to go down that path. However, let's be real. That just makes an even longer headache. If I just go, we're not going to do that. That's the end of the conversation. Like, bye-bye. Have a good day.
it's just, that's what I'm saying. It's wild.
I mean, so let's be real. My mental state when I was at Best Buy left a little to be desired.
Do it, man. Can you come back today at 12? Like,
yeah, I'm off at noon. Let me get my full paycheck so Megan can cash out. Yeah, mental health wasn't the best when I was at the Big Blue store.
Let me make sure it happens on the clock. So I
Yeah,
get
dude,
paid more.
on the clock, $100,000 life insurance policy. Cash that check. I'm a lot better now.
Yeah.
That's why we have a podcast, so I can talk about my feelings and not
We
bottle
can
them up
just
till I
vent
explode.
about all of these things. But so all that to say, it just impressed me that in that exact situation, it's like you didn't even blink. You're just like, yeah, we're not going to do that. Like, you're not going to say ignorant things. Or like, move on. And you just kept going. So all that to say, you can handle that kind of situation.
Yeah, right? You
but
can
these
fix
people,
my fucking burger.
Yeah, but these people can't like have one extra sentence added to their dialogue of, yeah, we don't have pickles or mustard.
Nope.
But I can put ketchup on the side. Is that okay?
No. We ain't got that kind of time.
Yeah, so like it's just
Why use many word when few word do good?
when few word do good. It just blows my mind. Absolutely blows my mind. I thought about that today, and I just
So now let's flip the script here and let's be on the other side of the counter. Let's be a customer, or let's be someone in line behind a customer, because this happened to me the other day while we're on the subject of fast food. Well, it's not really fast food, but 2 incidents in the same day, dude. Okay, so Megan and I had like a little Sunday date day. We went, got Chipotle, we went and saw Oppenheimer.
oh, is that wonderful? By the way,
We'll talk about it off the podcast, because I'm not going to shit on it, but like I have some things to say about it, and I'm not sure that I want to say it on the podcast because like I don't want to spoil it for other people. So,
okay,
but we'll get to
after.
it.
We'll talk after.
And next episode, after you've had some time to watch it, if you want, I'll tell you what I say to Jason off the record. So we went and saw Oppenheimer, and then we went to Target. We were having a little. Megan was having her white girl special Sunday, and we were having a little date Sunday. So anyhow, we're at Chipotle. It's 10:45 in the morning, and you know that's right about the time when Chipotle opens, like 10:30, whatever.
Yeah.
And so like there's like 4 people in line in front of me because it's early, and then this douche canoe gets up there, and he's like, "Let me get 2 bowls to go, rice, no cilantro. Let me get unsalted chips. I need blah 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 blah," and the dude behind him, like his head perks up, and I see him kind of like look around. And so like I'm listening to this guy. So first off, if you roll into Chipotle and you're out there ordering white rice, no cilantro, no lime, why are you at Chipotle in the first place?
Dude.
You just go make rice at home.
That's so many extra steps.
Yes, like first off, that's what makes Chipotle rice.
No, the cilantro lime. It's just
It's like the thing. Anyhow. So then this guy finishes
Chipotle
his old
today.
nice.
Yeah, anyway, go ahead.
So this dude finishes his old order, and it's like a fiasco because, like I said, he's like special ordering. Oh, let me get tortillas on the side. Let me get that. It's a whole thing. Anyhow, the next guy, first off, this guy has the audacity to look at the first dude that I was just explaining, and then this dude goes, "Let me get 3 kids' meals and a burrito to go." Brother. Use the fucking app if you're going to order 3 kids' meals. So I had to now I'm complaining, but I'm standing there, and bless this girl's heart, because she is. I saw her like look over the counter, like they have that glass.
Oh yeah.
When he's like, "Yeah, let me get 3 kids' meals and a burrito to go," and she just kind of like eyeballed over the top of the glass. Yes, sir, and like got the things. I felt so bad for her, but like where I was going with this is people who complicate orders for no reason. What I feel like 1 or 2 exceptions are like the exception, right? Like, let me get a 2B bacon, no onion. That's 1, right? Yeah. Or let me get the Wagyu burger, ketchup, mustard, pickle. Like that's right. I mean, that comes on a burger, but like a simple substitution is fair game.
Yeah, asking for unsalted tortillas and the white rice with no cilantro, like you're waiting until they make a whole new batch.
Yeah, and now you've just built the whole lineup behind you because they can't make other things while they're waiting on you, Mr. Complicated. So then we go to the movie, then we go to Target, and Megan's like, "Ooh, I want some coffee." They got the Starbucks inside Target. So we do our shopping, we check out because she wants it for the road. We get in line, and this lady in front of us is like, "Let me get, I don't know what's the sizes at not Chipotle, Starbucks, Venti, the big one. Venti. Let me get a Venti, something, and then she's like, and I need 6 pumps of this. I'm exaggerating, but like, I don't remember exactly, but you know what I'm talking about. She's like, let me get 6 pumps of this, 4 shots of that. When you go to put the base in, make sure it's the coffee base instead of the mocha base. And then I also want the milk heated up to X amount of degrees and then frothed it in. And it was like, bitch, what are you ordering? Seriously, I'm sorry. They're like, again, I'm going to say 2 substitutions, hard limit. After that, go fucking make it yourself if you're going to make that many substitutions.
I feel like that's like a Starbucks thing. Because when I go to Starbucks, I feel like I don't know what to order. Because every time somebody orders in front of me, it's just like that. Can I get this? 2 pumps of this on the side, stirred, not shaken. Like it's always something like that. And I'm just like, grande mocha.
It's good. Okay, so maybe this is coming. So I will admit this is coming from a non-coffee drinker's perspective. You know that you've tried. I'm sorry, I just don't like dirt water.
No, but you're 100% right. Like, there's people who take it to the whole next level.
There is a time and place for your complicated order. And I feel like the Starbucks at Target is not the place. If you want to go to one of those super fancy coffee shops where, like, that's their thing. We make complicated coffee orders. We've got, the fancy coffee bean roaster gizmo. I don't even know what the hell it does, but it looks like it does something cool. That's the place. Yeah. What's the place that we went to the last time the 4 of us went out? You and Megan got some special drink. You know what I'm talking about? It doesn't matter. That's the place to get the complicated order.
Yeah.
When let me substitute in the Java base instead of the mocha base or whatever. I don't even know what those words mean because I'm not a coffee drinker, but like it can't make that big of a difference.
So it can only in a certain sense. So like if you want espresso, like an espresso-based drink as opposed to like a coffee-based drink.
Mm-hmm, sure.
Espresso, I mean, it's like a more like bitter flavor, and it's more like caffeine.
So it's worse. Interesting. Okay, no, you want to make your drink taste bad? All right, continue.
This guy. I'm going to get you to drink coffee.
Dude, I'm not going to. It's dirt water. I don't like it.
No, it does come from dirt. It's totally different.
Is the bean not harvested from the earth?
So you don't eat anything that comes out of the earth?
I didn't say that.
Okay, that's what it makes you sound like.
I just said I'm not drinking.
What do you got against the earth, Jim?
Fuck the earth. I'm kidding. I love the earth. I hate the people that are on the earth, but I like the earth.
But coffee is one of the best inventions ever.
Dirt water.
Oh my God. I love dirt water. Anyway.
New merch idea. I love dirt water.
I love dirt water. So like, I mean, there are people that go through a Starbucks line and it's super complicated. There are people like me that are super simple. Some people, it's like, can I get a grande caramel iced coffee, cream only, extra pump of caramel? Like,
that sounded like 2 substitutions, which again, I feel like falls into the appropriate limit. Yes.
That's fine.
Yes.
But like, I go and I'm like, yeah, can I have that
Yeah.
Thanks.
Yeah,
Like-
and you right. My order at Starbucks, and I do drink Starbucks. It's not often because there's not many things I like. Is either one of three things: the strawberry acai lemonade, acai lemonade,
Delightful.
chocolate chip frappuccino, which surprisingly doesn't have coffee in it, but
No,
it's
it
like
doesn't.
it's like a chocolate milkshake from Starbucks, and then the vanilla bean frappuccino, which is just the vanilla version.
So you like frappuccinos and cappuccinos?
I don't know what a cappuccino is because I probably don't like it.
Hot version of that.
Ew.
Oh,
And
cappuccino's delightful.
hard pass. And I again, as long as there is no coffee in it, like that vanilla bean frappuccino is literally ice milk, vanilla powder, and then they blend. That's not coffee.
So you've never had a gas station cappuccino, like French vanilla?
Nope.
I've had 2 of them in the last week. When I was driving back to Indiana, I'm like, man, I'm really tired. I should get something. Mm-hmm. French vanilla cappuccino. It was so good. I got another one.
I'm sure that there are people out in podcast land who are listening to you and go, "Yes, like that sounds wonderful." And to me, it just does not
Honestly,
sound good.
I think you would like the French vanilla cappuccino.
You say that about every
but it
drink
doesn't. But it doesn't taste like coffee though.
Okay,
so you
I'm
would,
listening.
So you would like it. Like I
we'll
can.
see.
I'm 99% sure you would like that.
You make me one, I'll try it on the podcast.
We're gonna buy you one.
Yeah, you make me one, I'll try it on the
I have
podcast,
to
and
buy
then
it,
people
'cause
will.
I can't make that. I don't have a cappuccino machine.
Well, yeah.
We don't make enough on this podcast to buy cappuccino machines, Jim.
Is that going to be our first purchase
If we make enough money on this podcast, we're gonna buy a cappuccino machine for the studio.
for Jason, not for Jim?
For me. And then every episode, you're gonna see my hand go into Jim's frame. Like cappuccino? Like
See, I just need a
every
water
time.
dispenser.
Oh. It's called a hose.
You know what? That's fair.
That's fair. We're from Ohio.
Yep.
Drink
We
from
grew up in the
hose.
90s. You drink from the water
drink from the
hose,
hose.
or the spigot.
But all that to say, coffee's wonderful. I understand what you're saying. Some people take it entirely
To
too
the
far.
next level, dude.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Margie took it too far with her coffee.
I'm not. I
Her
ain't trying to
Starbucks
call out
order.
anybody's name.
Don't call people out.
I'm just going to say the bitch is Starbucks, but I ain't saying anybody's name because I don't know
No.
other people's coffee order.
I know a lot of people who go all out for coffee orders at Starbucks, and I'm calling you out.
Oh, hey, you heard it here first, folks.
Thank you for
He
ordering
said
from
it.
the app because I don't want to stand behind you.
Yeah.
Order to go. It's
And
sitting on
then-
a little tray for you. You can
And
take it and
then,
go.
okay, you know what? And then people, okay, so I don't know enough about coffee. And I'm sure the lady messed it up because that's why the lady got upset that it wasn't right. But, like, you don't have to be a dick. Not saying you're a dick,
Yeah.
but you have to be a dick when someone messes up your shit. Be like, hey, excuse me, sorry. This isn't what I wanted. Could we maybe, like, make the thing that I asked for? And then the person will go, I'm sorry. Yes, absolutely.
So 2 things. One, that's why you don't get 36 substitutions.
Oh, absolutely. Well, these are separate ladies,
So-
but continue.
And
Yes.
2, half the time when that happens, I don't say anything and I just drink it.
You are a good human being.
Because, like, I'm probably going to like it. I'm just going to try it. And
Yeah, right?
I can't remember what it was. It's when I worked at Sweetwater. They had the coffee bar down there.
Mm-hmm.
And some people there were really good. Some people were really bad. I know I got a drink one time that was not what I ordered, but it was really good. And
Hey,
I
what
found
did you
out,
fuck up in this?
and I
'Cause this is delicious.
I found out what it was, and I kept getting it.
There you
Like
go.
I was like, man, this is really good. And so, like, I think it was like a tiger chai latte or something like that. I don't know. It was really,
Okay.
We called it chai of the tiger,
I love that.
and they started catching on when I ordered. I'm like, can I get the chai of the tiger? And they're like,
Yes.
yeah. Swipe. Like
That is a pretty good name. That's a cool
yeah.
name.
So there are times when it happens, but yeah, half the time I'm not going to say anything. I'm just going to take it for what it is and drink it.
Yeah, so this lady orders, I don't know, some green matcha thingy. And the lady must have not either didn't blend the ice in or it was supposed to have, I don't know.
I don't
She
even
was
know
like,
what that is.
excuse me, this is wrong. And you're like, chill out, bitch. It's like noon on Sunday. Calm the hell down. And that is why retail and fast food workers get shitty with people. Because we, the customers, not me, not you, are shitty with them. So, like, it's just a vicious
Yep.
cycle.
And I feel like if you've worked retail, whether
know how
you're
to be
still
nice to
there
people.
or whether you are retired from retail like we are, you are just more understanding and more accepting
Yeah.
of retail workers because you absolutely know what it's like. And it's like, man, I don't want to make more problems for you. Like I went to return something the other day, like exchange something, and it was starting to seem like it was like a little bit of a problem. Like, man, I don't want to make extra work for you. Like, if I can just do this instead, if that makes your job easier.
Can I
that's
just get
fine.
another one? Like, what's going to be easier
and they're
for
like,
you?
oh yeah, that's perfectly fine. I'm like, cool, let me just do that.
Yeah.
Like, I don't want your job to be made more difficult because of me. So like, working retail,
Yup.
you just have a little bit more in there to know what they're going through, and you try to be nicer because.
Hot take, I think people should be, I don't know about the word forced because that sounds like slavery, but people should be encouraged to work 2 different types of jobs before they, while they're in school or something. I don't know the logistics of it, but someone smarter than me, who makes more than me, can figure it out. You should have to work 1 food job, you have to work 1 retail job.
Yep.
Or you want to combine the 2 and you work at a grocery store, knock them both out at one time. I feel like there is just not enough people who have to deal with the shitty people to know how not to be shitty to people.
You absolutely learn.
Does that make sense?
Yeah. I mean, so you've never worked a food job, right?
Thankfully, and I'm not shitting on the food industry
Yeah.
because y'all built different because y'all help people who
Yeah.
are way meaner than retail people. But I have not worked a food job. I don't ever want to work a food job. Again, hats off to the food industry people. Built different. It ain't for me. I'll spit in someone's food in their face.
I'm
Sorry.
I'll never do it again. I mean, I know I worked at McDonald's. That was my first job.
Okay,
and
I
then
guess
I worked.
technically I did work at a pizza store for like 4 days.
That doesn't count then. And I also worked.
I have a funny
at,
story, though.
I worked
Go
at
ahead.
Pizza Hut for like a year. I worked at a Lone Star Steakhouse in Niles. Remember that place?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Dude, what are all these jobs that you just
I've
had?
had so many jobs. I've had so many jobs. It's wild. And it's not like a thing I'm bragging about, but you know, I can't,
No.
My resume would be like
If you had to list every single job,
12 PDFs long. I don't. I mean, dude, if you want, I can go through it right now.
we'll save that for another
I can
day.
go through it right now.
We'll save that for another day. You have to tune in next time to hear how many jobs Jason has had. And
Take a guess what they were.
I'll write down all mine. You
Oh,
write down all yours.
okay,
We'll go
okay.
over them on next week's episode.
Okay.
Deal?
Okay. Is there a certain length of time? Do we need to count like 4 days, like to count your pizza job?
We can discuss that later.
Okay.
We'll get into semantics later.
Details for next week.
Yes,
Preview.
because I have a funny story about me working at a pizza shop. Continue.
I've got a lot of funny stories. But yes,
Not really funny.
Working at restaurants or in the food industry, like
It teaches you just how to be nice to people.
it's not just fast paced, but like it's fast paced and it's shitty.
Yeah.
Because then, like, the same thing, like how I'm nice to people at a retail store when there's an issue or like if I have a problem.
Mm-hmm.
If someone, like, same thing, I order a drink from Starbucks and it's wrong, it's like, that's fine. It's not a big deal.
If it's like wrong, I'll say something. If it's like
yeah,
wrong,
if I
I'll
order
fix it.
coffee and I get like a green tea thing,
Yeah.
I might take it. I don't know, but like it really like it has to be really, really wrong. It's
Yeah.
like that order from Arby's where it's like I want it with none of these things because I just don't enjoy like lettuce, tomato, onion,
Mm-hmm.
and all these things on a burger personally. So I was still very nice. I was polite,
Yep.
but like man, I know some people would just go in, throw that thing down, and be like, "Fix it." It's
Yeah,
wrong.
right. Or they throw it at people
Oh, I've
who
seen
throw
videos of
things at people. What is wrong with
How?
y'all? What is wrong with y'all?
How do you do that? How do you just have the courage to throw something at somebody?
Where do you get
Where
off?
do you get off just throwing food or items at other people for
Yeah.
whatever reason? I don't understand that.
Yeah, I've never had someone throw anything at me at Best Buy other than like a dude who like kind of slammed his money down and like a quarter like, hit me.
Just getting domed with a quarter.
Well, you know, like you smack it and it like flicks away and like it was not a big deal. But like,
Yeah.
bro, why are you slamming your money down? Or I know you had this happen to you a couple times, at least minimum. Oh, your total will be blah 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 and some change, and you like hold your hand out, and then they just fucking slap it down on the counter.
On the
You're like,
counter?
fucking, I I gave you a place to put it.
Like, what is this here for?
Yeah.
I'm not trying to high five you, bud.
Yeah.
I want you to put your money there.
Yeah, put that shit in my hand.
Because I have to put it in a register. Now I have to pick it up.
So, anytime anyone ever did that to me, your change went on the counter. Fuck you. I don't care. That's my little sort of retribution back to you.
They put it on the counter when your hand is out, and you get to give them the change, and they put their hand out, and you're like, just right on the counter.
Yeah, absolutely.
Get wrecked, asshole. Like,
treat those as you want to be treated. You want to be an asshole, you'll get treated like an asshole.
That's that's pretty fair. The small victories that we have in the retail space.
That's really all you get, because there ain't no big victories in retail.
Or it's like when somebody is like a complete dick at the register, and they walk away, and you're like, I hope it breaks on the 15th day.
Yeah, 2 weeks. I hope it blows up.
It breaks on the 15th day, so you can return it. Like, man, I love that. That was always the small victories in the retail space.
There was one particular individual that worked at the store with us. Somehow, I'm not going to name names, and if you hear the story, you'll know. That particular individual was so good at de-escalating situations because he was also an asshole. And I wanted to, I shouldn't say I wanted to be like that person, because
you admire
they had a bad trait that nobody wanted to
you
inherit.
admire the fearlessness in dealing with customers.
Yeah, right.
Bullshit.
Yeah, absolutely. Just the faltering, or just that person could just say whatever he wanted, and customers would be like, "Oh, okay." But like if you said it, it was like, "No, give me a manager." And then this person came up and said the same shit, and they're like, "All right,
man,
Yeah,
I know exactly what you're talking about, and you're right. A lot of traits, not great.
Yeah, a couple of bad traits that we don't want to inherit from that person.
That one trait, mind-blowing. Mind-blowing.
I don't know how they kept their job for as long as they did. But that's neither here nor there.
And their ability to know what a movie or TV show was in a matter of 3 seconds. Of seeing it.
Yeah.
Like, mind-blowing.
Name a movie. That's a great movie.
Like, I remember being in the break room. Okay? Door opens. 2 seconds in. Oh, is that this?
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, I have no idea.
Oh, that's Godfather. What? How did you know that?
I'd be like, I have no idea. Hit info. Yeah, it's that.
It's because that guy is in it. Dude, you just know these people's names?
Insane.
It's a shame.
So two traits.
A shame that individual, bright, smart as a whip, unfortunately just not a great person. 2
traits that were admirable.
Yep.
Yeah.
So we're done. Are we done ranting about retail? Because now I'm all fired up. Now I'm all fired up.
Midwest Angry Boys.
Yeah. Change the whole branding.
I'm going to rebranding it.
Shut it down. Make everything red, fires, brimstone.
Man, this drink break sponsored by no one.
Not a sponsor.
But it is Mountain Dew, though.
While we're on the subject of people who are just being assholes in public, what is it with people talking on speakerphone in public? Like, I don't need to hear your conversation. It's bad enough that I shouldn't say bad enough that I have to hear you talk, but like it's bad enough that I hear one side of the conversation, right? Like I hear you responding to that person. The last thing I need is for you to be talking like this with the phone on full volume on speaker, and you're going, yeah, I was talking to so and so and blah 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 blah, and I told him that they was a punk ass bitch. Okay, well, and then the person on the other end's like, fuck them, blah blah blah, at like max volume, and you're like, do you want to have a private conversation? Maybe, I don't know,
dude. There's a certain place for people who are like, my volume's on 2. I'm just trying to show you this really quick. Like, is this cool? Like, I want to make sure, is that the right one? And they're like FaceTiming or something.
Hey, can you hear it? Like, is this okay?
But like, man, it is 2023. You can get a pair of Bluetooth headphones for like $20
less,
and you won't have to put everything on speakerphone.
Yeah, I mean, you still have to, like, there's no getting around the people hearing your half the conversation in public, short of you whispering,
So when you're on a phone, so if you're on a phone in public and you're making a phone call,
Real phone, like mine. Okay.
So like
yeah.
if for example, if you have your AirPods in, do you just like have your phone still put away and you just have your conversation, or do you like have your phone out to make people?
Well, first off, you of all people should know that I never talk on the phone.
Oh, I know.
I cannot stand making phone calls. In the rare case that I do have to make a phone call, I will step away because it is none of you, not you, but it's none of your business to hear what I have to talk about.
So whenever, and that's fair. Whenever I make a phone call in public, like I don't mind. I don't care, right? But I'll have my AirPods in. I'm not going to go on speakerphone. But I always keep my phone in my hand,
like out.
That way people know, like, oh,
he's on the phone.
He's on the phone. He's not just like talking to himself in the medicine aisle. Like,
or like when people like roll up to the drive-thru and you're like, you know, hey, welcome to. What can I do for you? And they're like, yeah, and you're like, is this for me? Are you talking to me?
A stroke or
or like whatever they were saying? It doesn't matter. But you're like, are you talking to me? Him? Me? Him? What?
Right.
What is this?
Right.
And then they're always like,
I'm on the phone. I'm on the phone. Yeah.
Just hang up for 3 seconds and then you can get back on the call. Like this isn't hard.
100% understand that. Yeah. So speaking of people talking in public or acting out in public.
Okay.
So I was talking to good buddy RC, and he reminded me of a time where we were at I think it was like a Kohl's or a JC Penney. You already know. You already know.
I can't believe I forgot.
So I'm going to have you tell that part of the story.
Go ahead. Yeah. Okay.
So I'll set it up, and I want you to say what the kid said. Right? It's great. So we're sitting there. We're just like we're standing. We're in line, and there's a family in front of us, and this kid is just going off.
Were we were at a JCPenney. I think somebody was buying a swimsuit. Right?
I think we were buying something.
You were buying a swimsuit. We were on our way to the beach. Yes.
Yeah. And this kid is just going off like he wanted something. And what does this kid turn and say to his parents?
So we'll get there. So yes, he wanted something. You know how like there's always the impulse buys at the register. You know, it's usually candy, maybe a drink, or you know, like the last minute gift card ideas, things like that. This kid like eye locked on a bag of M&Ms or Skittles or something. And he was like, oh, let me get these Skittles. And the mom was like, no, you're not having the Skittles. And then, right, what do kids do? As a parent, right?
He blew up. He wanted it.
Well, it like escalated. And he was like, well, let me get the Skittles. And they're like, no, you're not getting the Skittles. And then when you tell the kid no twice, that's when it escalates to volcano.
World War 3, it's happening right now.
This kid did the ultimate like tantrum, like threw the Skittles back at his mom, like fell on the floor, was screaming and crying. And the mom was like, you know, you need to like be quiet. Like we're at the store. And this kid goes, shut fuck up. This kid was like 7, less than 7. Could you imagine Reed looking at you and telling you to shut the fuck up in public?
The fact that it was just all one word.
Yeah, it was SHU apostrophe FUK apostrophe UP. Shut fuck up. Dude, I like looked at Jason and I like turned around because I was going to laugh.
You were going to laugh. And I think RC, like he had like something in his hand. He was just like,
yeah, he held his phone in front of his face or something.
Like hit it in front of his face so he couldn't see it. And I'm just like,
I think me and RC turned around and walked away. You like stayed in line or something.
The best part of that whole thing, immediately after that, like in the outside of the store, the kid got the candy.
Yeah, they fucking bought it for him anyway.
Got it for him anyway.
Oh my god, you just reinforced the bad behavior. It's
you just told that kid it's fine to tell people.
Tell people to shut the fuck up, and you'll get your way.
You still get what you want.
I want to know what that kid's up to these days.
Dude, he's probably like 16, in prison or something.
How many years ago was that?
I don't know.
Maybe he was 7 then. I mean, I've been together with Megan for 9 years. 7 years. Yeah, I mean, kid's probably 14, 15.
Probably
14, can't wait for that kid to get his driver's license and hit somebody.
Yeah.
And then the first time you're like, hey, let's get some insurance information. He's like, shut the fuck up. And then just hits you with his car again.
Just decks you and runs. Like
Literal hit and run. Yeah. Oh man, I can't believe I forgot about that kid.
dude, I did too. And then he sent me a message and he's like, "You got to talk about this." I'm like, "Oh my god, I forgot about that kid."
Thanks for that, RC.
Oh, that was such a good one.
Shut the fuck up.
Oh man.
What, man? Just like it's crazy that like we have these crazy like interesting little snippets in history.
Oh yeah.
And it's just like one of those things that like if there was no other person to like validate the story, like I could just like, oh, I saw this kid tell his mom to shut the fuck up, and like no one would believe me or be like, real funny story, like cool. But like there's multiple people to back that story.
The three of
up.
us were there, and rent free.
Yep. Rent free.
It's there. It's absolutely there. I may have forgotten about it for a hot minute, but as soon as he said it, boy, every memory is right there.
Thanos eats my mom and dad's underwear. Kids just say the damnedest things.
I'd rather him say that than
telling you to shut the fuck up in public.
Dude, I'll take it. I'll take it.
And I don't advocate for violence, but I do advocate for discipline. Well, if that, and obviously we know that I don't have a child, but if that was my kid, oh my God, would I have slapped the ever living shit out of that kid privately in the comfort of our own vehicle and been like, you ever say those words again? Oh my God, you're getting it again.
That's the Midwest 90s baby right there.
Dude, I'm serious. Like, seriously, we were spanked as children and we turned out just fine. We might be a little sad, but we're just fine. The kids are all right.
The thing that Reed has going for him is that if he's like, Dad, I want to get this candy, I'd be like, sounds great. Let's get me one. Like,
you got to pay the dad tax.
Yeah, there wouldn't be an argument. Like, we went to the store tonight and he wanted candy and we got it.
Nothing wrong with that.
Sweet. Thanks, bud.
Yeah, right? Don't be a shithead, and I'll reward you with the things that you ask for.
I tell him all the time, I'm like, dude, I got to go to the store. I got to get like 2 things. If you're good in the store, I'll let you get the candy.
Reward, yeah. It's like a reward.
And like, because that, I mean, it's a small thing. It means a lot to him, right? Mm-hmm. And then he'll learn, like, okay, if I do the right thing, then like sometimes I get what I want out of it. Mm-hmm. And it's not always going to be like, you know, you have to do this thing to get something, but like it's I guess reinforcing like, okay, I'm asking you to do something. Can you do it? Yeah, I can do it.
You did it. Good job.
You have to do it.
Yeah.
Sometimes you get something out of it. Sometimes you get nothing, but that's life.
You lose. You get nothing.
But in this case, you get candy.
Yeah.
And like that's a small thing, and it means a lot to him, and it helps me out when he's really good in the store. So,
yeah, then you don't. Then your kid doesn't end up on someone else's podcast.
Yeah,
7 years later,
and talked about like just a core memory.
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
man, how have we already gone 50 minutes?
I am honestly blown away by that.
This whole episode was meant to go in a different direction,
but we're just talking about retail and not being a dick.
Yeah. It's wild. It's just like, don't be a dick. It's not hard. It's really not.
It's really not.
Like, so just imagine that the other person you're having a conversation with is always your grandmother. And hopefully you had a good relationship with your grandmother because, then it makes this analogy so much easier. But like, just be nice to the other person because your grandma is never mean to you. Unless you did something wrong and then she was mean to you. But like, just be nice to your grandma and the person, your grandma, will be nice back to you.
When I was at Best Buy and I was in mobile and I was helping people all the time, I was always extremely patient with older people.
Yes, me too.
Like, so like a lot of times they're confused by like a lot of the technology. They don't know how to do certain things. And like sometimes they get embarrassed by it. And it's like, dude, this is not your fault. Like super easy fix. Let me help you. And a lot of times they're like, wow, you're so patient and so nice. Like, thank you so much. And it's like, hey, I treat people how I would want someone to treat my grandma going into a store. Yep. So it just makes it a lot easier to be nice and to be helpful than it is to be upset that someone isn't as technologically inclined as you are.
And it's so to piggyback off that, it's so much easier to be nice to someone who is willing to listen and learn. If you are unwilling to listen and learn, then like what's the point?
Yep.
So like if I'm talking to you I'm talking to you and I'm explaining something and you're just like, yeah, man, whatever. Like, I'm gonna stop going out of my way to be nice to you. Now, if you're like, oh, dude, absolutely, thank you so much. How does this work? Oh, please explain more. Could you show me how that works? I will do anything you ask me to do if you're just nice to me.
Yep.
It's not...
Yeah.
It doesn't even have to be me. It doesn't have to be you. Just take this and apply that to any person in the world. And, like, if I can just change one person's attitude, then I've changed enough. But, like, I don't know, man. It's just so... It takes more effort to be an asshole than it does to be nice.
It really does. So, like, I can't tell you how many times someone would come in and, like, for mobile, we were supposed to, like, charge if we do certain things, right? I felt that was wrong.
Yep.
So there are certain things where if someone, like, they came in, didn't buy it from me, they went out and bought it elsewhere, and then they came back and want me to help them, it's like, okay, I'm going to charge you what I'm supposed to. But 9 out of 10 times, like, I remember a woman coming in, she had some, like, crappy Android phone or whatever, and it was like bricked up. Like, she couldn't get it to do anything.
Bricked up, huh?
Right? So I was like, well... I went out of my way to ask all these questions. Like, do you care about the information on it? No, I just need it to work. Okay, cool. So instead of, like, setting up a Geek Squad appointment or, like, charging to do all these things, I'm like, cool. I'm going to go into, like, the root menu and, like, do a reset on the phone. It starts back up and you're good to go. And these people would, like, just small things like that.
Yep.
Or, like, there was a guy came in with his laptop, couldn't figure out something, and the Geek Squad was like, I can't get you for, like, a week. And I was like, dude, come here. And I just showed him how to do it. And I was like, I'm not going to charge you because I'm not going to do it. I'm going to tell you how to do it.
Yeah.
And then it's
because I'm technically not breaking the rule.
because I'm not doing it, and you're going to be good.
Yeah.
And, like, these people were just so appreciative of me spending a minute, 5 minutes, just helping them. So, like, man, if you can just go out of your way, spend a minute, 5 minutes, whatever it is, just, like, being nice to somebody and helping somebody, man, that's it. That's all it takes. Change someone's day, change their week.
Absolutely. Now, I do want to make this very clear. It sounds like we're tooting our horns, and we might be doing a little self-appreciating here. However, it's more along the lines of, like, these are the things that, like, just human decency really go a long way, right? We're giving very narrow-minded examples of, like, these are examples that we have, and these are the right ways to do things. But, like, extrapolate, look beyond. It's just me. It's just him.
Yeah.
Like these are just simple, fundamental human concepts that we can apply, big picture, and just be nice to one another.
It could be literally anything.
Yeah, dude. And like it's I'm sure there's going to be people who hear this and go, "Oh, these entitled little, brat douche canoes that just want to, they got a podcast. They think they know everything." Like, no, I don't think I know everything.
Not even close.
And like I said before, I'm an asshole, but I'm not a dick. And like it's not hard to just be nice. It really
In most of these experiences are because we worked in retail and I worked in fast food and restaurant business. So like they're just from experiences. Like it can be literally anything. It could be the matter of just holding a door for somebody, or like when they say like good morning, just saying it back.
Hey,
like we
how's it
talked
going?
about last week. Like there's so many things that it's just very simple. It doesn't take long just to be nice to somebody, change their day, change their week, whatever it might be. So yeah, we're not entitled by any means. We're not really tooting our own horns. It's just kind of one of those things where we've worked in, what many people call the worst job industry. We've done it for years and years. And
dude, I mean, my first retail job, I was 18 at the Home Depot. I mean, like I've been working retail for 15 years and just recently got out of it. Like, you dig through the trenches and you meet some real homies that like also go through the shit with you. Yeah. And like, there's someone who could be listening to this right now and they've got it on pause or they're about to hit pause when they order at Starbucks. Like, 1, don't complicate your order. 2, be nice to the person on the other side of the speaker, because like you don't know that the person in front of you in the drive-thru, maybe they were just an asshole. And if you're just like, hey, how's your day going? Yeah, let me get a venti iced mocha chocolate latte or whatever that free your lady marmalade. I don't know, whatever that Moulin Rouge song says. A mocha chocolate or whatever. I don't know. Just be nice. It's as simple as that. Sorry. I'm on my soapbox now.
Yeah. Well, thank you for joining us on the special retail edition of the Midwest
Yeah,
Sad
out
Boys
of
podcast.
left field.
We again appreciate all the feedback on the podcast. Everybody liking and subscribing and following all the things, and it really just like engaging and listening to the podcast.
Y'all get so silly in the comment sections. I love every minute of it. It's so great. It's wonderful.
It's great. Someone said that Jim sounded like he was on helium.
Yeah, I mean, we'll get
so great.
We'll cover. You know what? I need to write that down. We'll cover that in next week's episode.
Cover that on next week's episode.
But like, where was I going with this? Yeah, y'all get silly in the comment sections, and it's fun for me to look at our social medias, and I see people I don't know.
Oh yeah,
commenting.
that was great,
and it's exciting to see that it has broken out of our friend circles.
Yeah,
and like one of our videos has an astounding amount of
14,200.
We're not going to go into which video it is. You can find it on your own. Don't. One of our videos has hit double-digit thousands of numbers, which is one mind-blowing that many people saw me say what I said.
There's like 408 likes or something on the video.
It's insane. And it humbles me because thank you for taking the time out of your day to stare at my ugly face, listen to my dumb voice, and just join us along on this ride of who knows what's to come. That is the podcast and whatever stems from it. Mm-hmm. It's just, I'm excited. I'm here. I'm excited. You're here. I'm excited. You're here. Stay sad, y'all.
Appreciate you.
Bye.
Bye.